Hey, Mark here, and this week at AWS reInvent 2017, I had the chance to do a great live stream from our Expo booth with a good partner of Trend Micro's Armor. They're a great managed service provider, world-class security, and I talked to Dan from Armor, and we had a good back and forth. I put him on the spot a little bit, but it was a lot of fun. Take a look. Hey there, builders. I'm coming to you live from the Expo Hall here at AWS reInvent 2017. We got about 15 minutes left in the Expo. Things are wrapping up. People are both elated and exhausted. It has been a crazy, crazy week, and there's still another half a day to go. And of course, the absolutely legendary AWS replay party tonight. DJ Snake is going to be mixing. It's going to be phenomenal. They always have a great time. Rumor has it there may be an adult-sized bouncy castle and ball pit tonight. If that is true, I will be super happy because those things are never big enough. And it always looks weird when you're bouncing around in one. But big party tonight. It's going to be a great time. This has been a great show so far. We had another amazing keynote this morning, this time from Werner Vogel, the CTO of Amazon.com. And of course, he took a different approach about it. But first of all, I want to address maybe the elephant in the room or the giant, glorious belt on my shoulder. And I would say, ooh, yeah, good old macho man. This is my new wrestling style belt. I will proudly wear it everywhere. No, this is an award that Trend Micro won for a booth, for the most engaging booth here on the Expo floor. I am in the midst of a giant spaceship. You can kind of see up here, if I go wide, you see we've got a big spaceship. This is actually the console of it. And then along the side we have like sort of the bridge enterprise kind of deal where we did demos and everything. And that was kind of cool. A lot of people really, really liked it. And because of that, we won this super cool belt. I'm going to zoom in for you. Super cool belt, reInvent, very, very cool, but I think I'd wear it. I think that would really take the community hero thing to a new level. I also think that I would never hear the end of it from my friends here at Trend Micro and AWS Cloud. I would not hear the end of it if I wore this. Yet, the challenge accepted. I don't know. We'll see. But what I did want to talk about was all the cool stuff Werner talked about this morning. And I won't recap it point by point for you, but I think it was a really interesting keynote. It echoed the first one that he ever gave, and I think that's important. Now, yes, jam-packed full of announcements from Andy, utterly absurd number of services launched. Wonderful. I was playing with last night. Great tool, insanely useful workflow. Start with your Jupyter notebook and push it all the way through to get a working model and training it there. Couldn't be easier. Insane amount of technology they've hidden to make it more accessible for people to use these advanced tools, and that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. But today with Werner's keynote, we saw a bit of a difference. He came out and he really just gave us a talk. He gave us almost a vision and a quest to go along with it to build 21st century architectures. Now, this was echoing his original keynote years ago at reInvent, where he talked about the same principle to introduce cloud. But now we're 5-6 years into this, right? At least to the reInvent, we're 13 years into the AWS cloud, and it's a whole nother level. Now we've got a far different appreciation for what it takes, and I loved his push up the stack, go for more managed services, you're going to be better off, but talking about availability, resiliency, security being the number one thing you should be doing for your customers. All of these things were wonderful, and I know some people were disappointed with this keynote because he didn't have all the service launch announcements. He did announce a couple of services, and we'll talk about those in a sec, but he didn't have all the just nonstop hit after hit after hit that Andy did. But I think Werner's message was even more important. It was talking about advancing our craft, our profession, the science in computer science. I loved what Nora Jones said from Netflix, so Nora_JS here on Twitter. She's a senior chaos engineer at Netflix, and she was talking about how she's running structured experiments, measuring the data in order to improve the resiliency of their architecture. She's got a great book out with O'Reilly. It's free for download. Just register, download. Follow her on Twitter, Nora_JS. Great demonstration. She was an excellent speaker, and it really resonated with the whole, this is where we need to go. We need to do better. We can do better. Here's one way to do it with chaos engineering, and that was wonderful. Abby Fuller, at Abby_Fuller here on Twitter, AWS evangelist, container expert. I did not hear a Wu-Tang reference. So Abby, if you're listening to this, watching this, maybe you can drop one on Twitter for us, or maybe at Replay tonight. But she came out and explained the container landscape, which I think was great. We've seen a huge amount of innovation. Abby's been working with AWS customers around the world on a lot of cutting edge deployments, and really this is ready for prime time. They've got every option you need, high scale, highly available, Kubernetes as a service, great, fully managed. One less thing you need to worry about. Fargate, I started playing with that last night. This is how container deployment should be. If you're deploying a container, start with Fargate. Go there, phenomenal service. She highlighted that this morning at Werner's keynote. That was great, but again, it comes down to resiliency. It comes down to the structure in your applications. And I think my total wrestler move is negated by my nerd glasses push up. But what are you gonna do? It's late in the day. Bear with me here, folks. So we had those containers talk, we had the chaos engineering talk, we had a lot of great customer examples, and really that continuing theme of building better, building with the modern tools available to us, building for the future. But part of building for the future is understanding that you're not going to get it right. Adapting and adjusting to changing conditions is absolutely critical. That was wonderful. Of course, we saw new services this morning. We saw Cloud9. I had the opportunity to play with Cloud9 this afternoon. It's generally available now, so you can play with it as well. It takes about 3 minutes to get up and running. It literally took me under 1 minute, I think it was about 35 seconds, to deploy a brand new Lambda function and troubleshoot it in the IDE. Just mic drop. Mic drop. Phenomenal. We've never had that in an IDE that tightly integrated. Of course, it also works with CodeStar and a number of things, and you have access to the instance that's running your IDE, so you can do a whole bunch of cool stuff in the background if you need to. I think Code9 is really going to push development forward. It definitely streamlines a lot of things, especially the collaboration, the pair programming online. As a security guy, I like this because now my code is also controlled. If you look at your development teams, they tend to wander away with code. It's amazing what's sitting on laptops of developers worldwide, and those laptops are mobile. With Cloud9, now all that's sitting in a contained environment where I can control the IAM access. I can audit it. I have all those great tools that I'm used to in the AWS cloud, things like the new Amazon Guard Duty, like Amazon Macy. I have access to that to protect my Cloud9 installations as well. This is a win for developers. It's a win for security. I think the biggest, and Werner made it a joke, which was great, but the new support for Go in Lambda. Go. It's about time. Also 3 gig. Great innovation, big push. Remember, with memory, there's a direct correlation to CPU speed as well. So we're seeing increases in serverless, we're seeing increases in containers, we're getting better information from Werner about how we should be developing these applications. Because it's really about modernizing our craft, it's about doing better, it's about being more of a scientist in the computer science. I loved Werner's keynote. I know a lot of people were kind of hit or miss on it. I think it's important to talk about these things. I think it's really important to be the champion of your cloud, to win the belt for cloud, to be able to develop in a modern way, to be developing in a consistent way, in an innovative way, but also realize you're not going to get it right. Fail forward, fail fast, set up that in a secure environment, in the AWS cloud. You've got all the tools you need to. Super excited. Good news. This show is, the Expo is winding down. The breakout sessions for today are winding down. There's still breakouts tomorrow. Remember, a lot of the new service sessions get repeats on Friday morning, and there's normally a lot of availability because people either flying out Friday or they fly out tonight. If you're in town, I highly recommend going to Replay. We've got DJ Snake playing. There's tons of great activities, tons of great things to do. I've been having a blast. Hopefully these tweets, hopefully these live streams have been helping you out. I'm having fun doing it. Hit me up on Twitter, MarkNCA. Follow me on Facebook, MarkNCA. Love to talk to you, love to engage you. See me at the party tonight. I'll buy you a drink, guaranteed. Little secret, it's open bar. Still, the gesture's there. I got to tell you, this has been one of the best reInvents. Yes, there's been challenges with the lines, challenges with logistics, but it's been a ton of fun. I will leave you on a note, a high note, I think. See it replay. It's going to be a great time. I hope you've enjoyed this show. I feel like I've had a good time at the show. I feel like I've had an impact. Macho Man says it best. Oh, yeah.